ஹலோ, வணக்கம். அக்டோபர் மாதத்து தமிழ் பாரம்பரிய அறக்கட்டளையின் மாதாந்திர சொற்பொழிவுக்கு உங்கள் அனைவரையும் வரவேற்கிறேன். இன்று பேச இருப்பவர் திரு ரவிசங்கர். அவரை அறிமுகப்படுத்தும் முன் தமிழ் ஹெரிட்டேஜோடைய சில ஆக்டிவிட்டீஸ் பற்றி கொஞ்சம் ஒரு சின்ன இன்ட்ரடக்ஷன் ஃபார் தோஸ் ஆஃப் யூ ஹூ ஆர் நியூ. ஒரு ஒன்றொன்றாக வருஷம் சில ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் பேசிகிட்டே வரும். இந்த தமிழ் ஹெரிட்டேஜ் ட்ரஸ்ட் வந்து ஒரு 2009 இயங்கிட்டுருக்கு. இட் இஸ் ஃபுல்லி வாலண்டியர் ட்ரஸ்ட். தெர் இஸ் நோ மெம்பர்ஷிப். யார் வேணால் சேர்ந்துக்கலாம், எப்போ வேணால் விலகிக்கலாம், எப்போ வேணால் திரும்பி வந்துக்கலாம். இதில் வந்து ஒரு 2008-09 இந்த மாதாந்திர லெக்சர், மந்த்லி லெக்சர் எவ்ரி ஃபஸ்ட்டு சாட்டர்டே 5:30 நடத்தின்னு இருக்கோம். இதில் பல டாபிக்ஸ் கவர் பண்ணுறோம். தமிழ் ஹெரிட்டேஜ்னு சொன்னாலும் இந்தியன் ஹெரிட்டேஜ்ன்ற ஒரு லார்ஜர் பிக்சரில் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி, ஆர்கிடெக்சர், ஸ்கல்ப்சர், பெயிண்டிங், லிட்ரேச்சர், மியூசிக், டான்ஸ், எல்லா ஹெரிட்டேஜ் சம்மந்தப்பட்ட சயின்ஸ், ட்ரேட் சம்மந்தப்பட்ட எது இருந்தாலும் அதை பற்றி பேசுகிறோம். இது இங்கே பேசக்கூடியவர்கள் வந்து அந்த துறையில் எக்ஸ்பர்ட்டாக இருக்கலாம், இல்லைன்னா இன்றைக்கி பேசக்கூடிய ரவிசங்கர் மாதிரி ஒரு ஆர்டன்ட் எந்தூசியாஸ்டாக, அமைச்சராக வேறு ஒரு ஃபீல்டில் இருந்தாலும் ஆர்வலராக இருக்கலாம், உங்களில் ஒருவராகவும் இருக்கலாம். இது ஒரு லிஸ்ட்டு ஒன்று போகும். இது எங்களுக்குடைய ஒரு ஃபேஸ்புக் பேஜ் ஒன்று இருக்குது. அதை தவிர ஒரு பிளாக் ஒன்று இருக்குது, வெப்சைட் ஒன்று இருக்குது, tamilheritage.in அப்படின்னு. அதில் நீங்கள் பழைய நிகழ்ச்சிகள் முக்கால்வாசி ப்ரோக்ராமுடைய வீடியோ இல்லைனா ஆடியோ பார்க்கலாம். இந்த மாதத்து நிகழ்ச்சி என்னன்றதை அந்த ஒரு வாரத்துக்கு இன்றைக்கி சனிக்கிழமைனா த ப்ரீவியஸ் மண்டே ஒரு சண்டே ப்ரோக்ராம் அப்டேட் பண்ணுவோம் ஃபேஸ்புக் பேஜ்லேயும். இது லைவ் ப்ராட்காஸ்ட்டும் இங்கே ஒரு 2 இயர்ஸாக இங்கே ஆர்கே சென்டர்லேருந்து பண்ணிட்டுருக்கோம். லைவ் ப்ராட்காஸ்ட்டும் நடக்குது. ஸோ த ஃபஸ்ட் ஆக்டிவிட்டி இஸ் த மந்த்லி லெக்சர். இதை தவிர நாங்கள் வந்து முக்கியமாக ஒரு 9 இயர்ஸாக சைட் செமினார்னு ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராமும் பண்ணிகிட்டுருக்கோம். இது இந்த ஜனவரி பண்ண போகிறது 9th இயராக இருக்க போகுது. இது வரைக்கும் 8 வருஷம் போயிருக்கோம். இதில் வந்து ஒரு ஸ்பெசிஃபிக் இடம் எடுத்துட்டு பிளேஸ் ஆஃப் ஹெரிட்டேஜ் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட், அங்கே ஒரு குரூப்பாக ஜனவரி லாஸ்ட் வீக்கெண்ட் போகிற ஒரு பிளான் வச்சுட்டு ஒவ்வொரு வாட்டி வருஷமும் ஜனவரி லாஸ்ட் வீக்கெண்ட் தான் போயிட்டுருக்கோம், அந்த ரிப்பப்ளிக் டே ஒட்டி வர வீக்கெண்ட். ஸோ அது போகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி இங்கே மெட்ராஸ்லேயே சில இடத்துல ஒரு சின்ன கேதரிங் வீக்லி பேசிஸ் பண்ணி வி ஹாவ் அ ப்ரிப்பரேஷன் செஷன். ஸோ அந்த ப்ரிப்பரேட்டரி செஷனில் அந்த எங்கே போகிறோமோ அதை பற்றி ஒரு டீட்டெயில் ஸ்டடி நடத்துவோம். இந்த வருஷம் ஜனவரி காஞ்சிபுரம் போகிறதா இருக்கும். ஸோ அதுக்கு ஏற்கனவே ஒரு ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன்லாம் ஆரம்பித்து யூஸ்வலாக ஒரு முதல்ல மாமல்லபுரம் போகிறச்சா நாங்கள் ஒரு 14, 15, 18 பேர் போனோம். வருஷமாக பெருகி இந்த வாட்டி ஒரு சின்ன தாலுக்காவே கூட்டிகிட்டு போகிற மாதிரி இருக்குது. அவ்வளோ பெரிய கும்பல் சேர்ந்துருக்கு. ஸோ அதை எப்படி மேனேஜ் பண்ண போகிறோன்னு தெரியல. ஸோ அது ஒரு இப்போது சேர்த்துட்டுருக்கோம். ஸோ ப்ராபப்ளி நெக்ஸ்ட் வீக்கெண்ட்லேருந்து வில் ஹாவ் அவர் ஓப்பனிங் லெக்சர் ஃபார் தட் அண்ட் தென் கண்டினியூ ஃப்ரம் தன் ஆன். இந்த சீரீஸில் நாங்கள் வந்து பல இடத்துக்கு போயிருக்கோம். மாமல்லபுரம், அஜந்தா, எல்லோரா, அதில் தான் நீங்கள் சொல்கிற படம்லாம் பார்க்குறீங்க அப்பப்போ. நான் இது எல்லா ப்ரோக்ராமையும் சில பிக்சர்ஸ்லாம் போட்டுருக்கோம். ஸோ ஃபார் இது வந்து பேச்சு கச்சேரின்னு டிசம்பரில் ஒரு 4 day or 5 day ப்ரோக்ராம் முன்னாடி நடத்திட்டு இருந்தோம். இந்த வருஷம் எங்களுடைய பேச்சு கச்சேரி 2 day ப்ரோக்ராமாக நடக்க போகிறது. அந்த 2 day ப்ரோக்ராம் 16th, 17th of the third weekend of டிசம்பரில் நடக்க போகிறது. We'll update on further details closer in December. இந்த வாட்டி யூஸ்வலாக வந்து அந்த பேச்சு கச்சேரியும் சைட் செமினாருக்கும் டி நாட் நெசசரிலி பி சிமிலர் டாபிக்ஸ், பட் திஸ் டைம் த டாபிக் இஸ் ஆல்சோ த சேம். காஞ்சிபுரம் தான் பற்றி பேச போகிறோம். ஸோ அந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் வந்து வில் கிவ் யூ மோர் அப்டேட்ஸ். அது 2 day ப்ரோக்ராம் 16th, 17th. தட்ஸ் ஆல்சோ ஓப்பன் டு த பப்ளிக். யார் வேணால் வரலாம். உங்கள் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் தயவு செஞ்சு கூப்பிட்டு வாங்க. இஃப் வில் ஹாவ் அ ப்ராட் ஓவர்வியூ ஆஃப் செவரல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட்ஸ் ஆஃப் காஞ்சிபுரம். 2 days வந்து ஃபுல் டே 5 lectures each day ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ண போகிறோம். giving you various aspects about its heritage, its temples, architecture, textiles and religious tradition and so on. இந்த 3 ப்ரோக்ராம் எங்களுடைய ப்ரைமரி ப்ரோக்ராம். இதை தவிர இன்னும் கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு சில்ட்ரனுக்கோசரம் சம்மர் கேம்ப்னு ஒன்று நடத்திட்டு இருந்தோம். இப்போ கூட சம் ஆஃப் அஸ் கிவ் லெக்சர்ஸ் அட் ஸ்கூல்ஸ் அண்ட் டூர்ஸ் ஃபார் சம் இண்டிவிஜுவல் ஸ்மால் குரூப்ஸ், ஹெரிட்டேஜ் கிளப்ஸ், அந்த மாதிரி இடத்துக்குலாம் நாங்கள் பேசுகிற பேர்லாம் பேசிகிட்டு இருக்கோம். அதை தவிர ஆர்ட் கோர்ஸ் அப்படின்னு ஒரு 12 month கோர்ஸ் ஒன்று கொஞ்ச நாள் முன்னாடி லாஸ்ட் இயர் முடித்தோம், ஏர்லியர் திஸ் முடித்தோம். இது தவிர sometimes some of us are invited to collaborate with governments or other heritage organizations. We are do programs like that also. Most recent-ஆ docent tour அப்படின்னு ஒன்று ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கோம். Docent is not a professional guide but a knowledgeable guide who doesn't necessarily charge you for, not like a tourist guide who takes you but gives you information about a particular site. இப்போ அந்த மாமல்லபுரத்துக்கு மட்டும் ஒரு 1 day docent ப்ரோக்ராம்னு மாதம் ஒரு 3 மாதம், இது 3ஆவது மாதம் நடக்க போகிறது. ஸோ 2 மாதம் நடந்துட்டு லாஸ்ட் மந்த் நடந்ததில் ரவி வாஸ் ஒன் ஆஃப் த டொசன்ட்ஸ் ஃபார் ஸ்மால் குரூப் ஆஃப் பீப்புள். இது நாங்கள் இப்போதைக்கு இன்ட்ரெஸ்டட் பீப்புள் மட்டும் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். ஸ்மால் குரூப்ஸாக ஒரு 10-15 பேர் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். 20 பேர் வரைக்கும் பண்ணலாம். தெர் இஸ் அ ஸ்மால் ஃபீ ஃபார் த எக்ஸ்பென்சஸ் கவர்ட், டின்னர் ஒரு பிரேக்ஃபாஸ்ட் அண்ட் லஞ்ச், நாட் டின்னர், பிரேக்ஃபாஸ்ட் அண்ட் லஞ்ச். ஒரு ஆல் டே ட்ரிப்பாக பண்ணுறோம். பிரேக்ஃபாஸ்ட் அண்ட் லஞ்ச், அங்கே ஒரு ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் பண்ணுறது, இங்கே போகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் பண்ணுறது, மத்தியானம் அந்த வெயிலேருந்து தங்கிக்கிறதுக்கு. ஸோ ரைட் நோ வி ஆர் டூயிங் இட் ஃபார் மாமல்லபுரம். அந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணிக்கணும்னா அக்டோபர்லேயும் ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராம் பண்ண போகிறோம். we will expand it, we will offer it to schools and colleges, so interested clubs will do it later on. Some schools have expressed it, but அவங்களுக்கு டைம் கண்டுபிடிக்கிறது தான் அவங்களுக்கு பெரிய பிரச்சனையாக இருக்குது. So it will be open. If you want, you can ask questions at the end of the program and we will let you know. So those are the major events, that major activities of the group. The Facebook group is very active. So I think nearly 2000 people registered on it. அதில் எல்லா ஈவெண்ட் நோட்டிஃபிகேஷனும் வருது. தமிழ் ஹெரிட்டேஜ் ட்ரஸ்ட் நீங்கள் ஃபேஸ்புக்கில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அது வரக்கூடும். ஸோ இன்றைக்கி ப்ரோக்ராம் நாங்கள் ரிலேட்டட் டு பார்ட் ஆஃப் வாட் வி டிட். இந்த சைட் செமினாரில் போகும்போது ஒரு வருஷம் குஜராத் போயிருந்தோம். அந்த குஜராத் போகும்போது குஜராத்தோடைய ஒரு ஸ்பெஷல் ஃபீச்சர் அங்கே ஸ்டெப்பல்ஸ், அதை பற்றி தான் இன்றைக்கி அவர் பேச போகிறார், ரவிசங்கர் பேச போகிறார். ரவிசங்கர் ஒர்க்ஸ் ஃபார் HDFC பேங்க். பேங்க்கில் ஒர்க் பண்ணுறவருக்கும் இதுக்கும் என்ன இதுன்னா, கிட்டத்தட்ட எல்லாருமே இந்த குரூப்பில் இது மாதிரி தான் வெவ்வேறு ப்ரொஃபஷனில் இருந்து பல வித இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்டில். ரவிசங்கர் ஸ்போக்கன் ஆன் 2 other subjects in this group. அதாவது மந்த்லி லெக்சர் பேசும்பொழுது உவேசா அவரை பற்றி ஒரு 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 வாழ்க்கை குறிப்பு, அவர் செய்த படைப்புகள், அதை பற்றி ஒரு லெக்சர் கொடுத்துருக்கார். அதுக்கப்புறம் இஸ்லாமிக் ஆர்கிடெக்சர் ஆஃப் இந்தியா அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஒரு ப்ராட் ஓவர்வியூ, எங்கெல்லாம் மான்யூமெண்ட் இருந்தது, எப்படி எவால்வ் ஆச்சு, என்னெல்லாம் இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறது இருக்குது. ரெண்டுமே வீடியோவில் இருக்குது. எங்கள் யூ கேன் கோ சி அவர் பிளாக். ஸோ குஜராத் போகும்போது அதுக்கு முன்னாடியே அவருக்கு ரொம்ப இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் ஸ்டெப்பல்ஸில் அவர் ரொம்ப ஜாஸ்தி இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் உண்டு. குஜராத்தில் ஸ்டெப்பல்ஸ் சாதாரண ஸ்டெப்பல்ன்றது என்னது எல்லாம் டீட்டெயிலாக எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணுவார். குஜராத் அண்ட் ராஜஸ்தான் ஆர் பர்டிகுலர்லி ஃபேமஸ் ஃபார் ஸ்டெப்பல்ஸ். நம்ம கிணற மாதிரிலாம் இல்லாமல் ஒரு எலாபரேட்டாக ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரக்சர், அதுக்கு ஒரு ஆர்கிடெக்சர், அதுக்குன்னு ஒரு ஸ்கல்ப்சர், அதுக்கு ஒரு ஹிஸ்ட்ரி, நிறைய இடத்துல இன்ஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ஸ் இதெல்லாம் இருக்கும். அதை பற்றிலாம் அவர் பேச போகிறார். I think I have spoken long enough, and without further ado, I would request Ravi Shankar to give us a lecture on stepwells. Thank you.
Good evening. I first went to Gujarat in 1999. It was just a one-day trip. But I spent most of my time searching for a mosque called, in fact, Ek Minar Masjid. Almost half of the day was spent in searching for that Ek Minar Masjid. When I came back to Hyderabad, I was actually living in Hyderabad at the time. And one of my friend was IPS officer of Gujarat cadre. So whenever he would come he's a Telugu person, and whenever he would come to Hyderabad, he would at least make it a point to talk to me over phone. But this time, in fact, he had come, and then, in fact, I was telling him about my visit to Ahmedabad, and then he was actually telling me, in fact, you should have told me. But I would have actually taken you to the Ek Minar Masjid. Actually, it is not called Ek Minar Masjid, it's called the Julta Minar Masjid. There are two Julta Minar Masjid in Ahmedabad, one very close to the railway station and some other place, in fact. But he also asked me, did you in fact see a subterranean ghost? Have you ever seen a subterranean ghost, in fact? I was actually, in fact, amused, in fact. What is a subterranean ghost? He said, have you heard of something called Adalaj Vav? I said, sorry, in fact, no. In fact, being an IPS officer, in fact, being an influential person, he had actually gone to that Adalaj Vav probably late in the night, and probably, in fact, very few, in fact, star, in fact, up in the sky. And probably, in fact, what he saw in the water of that Vav is like, like vapors, going up. Maybe it was a very... in fact, then I started reading about the Adalaj Vav, and then I also came to know that there are plenty of, in fact, step wells in Gujarat as well as in Rajasthan. So next time, in fact, when I had a chance to go to Ahmedabad, I decided that this time, in fact, is going to be not the Ek Minar Masjid the day, it's going to be a step well day, in fact. So I made a plan to go to Adalaj Vav, and then also went to the Rani Ki Vav in Patan. That was in 2004. And since then, in fact, the fascination for stepwell has not diminished. Though the water levels in the stepwells of many stepwells have gone down, it has completely dried, but my interest in the stepwell has not dried. So today's, in fact, talk is going to be a culmination of whatever I have read, whatever I have seen, and whatever I have experienced. So there is a quote from the book called Mirati Ahmadi. It was written in early 18th century, and then it says, Gujarat has many rivers, reservoirs, and stepwells. It's actually a very, very, very bland statement, in fact. But then when you look at the last word, see, every place has got rivers, every place got reservoirs, but stepwells, why stepwells? And stepwells in Gujarat, in fact, of all the places, in fact. Now, the stepwell actually, in fact, had become a part of the folklore as well as legend of Gujarat, in fact. So there is a folk song saying that, on the way to Wagad is actually, incidentally, is in Rajasthan, not in Gujarat. I feel thirsty, build me a stepwell, for I want to go to Wagad. I would say, in fact, water is the first natural element, in fact, mankind would have learned to domesticate. Necessity to dam, store, harness water must have existed even before he learned to cultivate. Either by nature or design or force, once quick to reach and naturally available water sources started dwindling, he should have begun to dig ponds, wells, tanks, etc. to extract water as well as store it. As the climatic and soil condition pushed the water table down and further down, the ponds and wells became deeper and deeper, steps become inevitable. There is another nice, in fact, folk song. It says, in fact, this rain has wet only one horn of my cow, not the other. Now, but we are not sure, in fact, whether the stepwell culture or the need for building a stepwell is on account of the climatic condition or on account of the... There is also actually a myth, in fact, or a sort of unverified, in fact, a tale, anecdote says, in fact, the stepwells were built by the Gujaratis because after, see, Gujarat was one of the earliest, in fact, part of our country. Part of the country was earliest to be, in fact, what they call it, ruled by the Muslims. In fact, probably within 100 years of Delhi Sultanate being set up, the Muslims had come to Gujarat because it offered them the gateway to the sea. But then they said, okay, like, Muslims wouldn't like to go down because, they'll have to bend their head down, something like that. But then that's not a true, in fact, anecdote, because large number of, in fact, stepwells were built even during the, during the times of the Muslim kings, in fact, especially in 14th and 15th century. So therefore, we really don't know, in fact, why these stepwells were built. Of course, there are, in fact, several types of stepwells are there, in fact. Now, and there are several names for it also. If you take, in fact, just a stepwell alone, it's called Vav, and also written with another A, and then Vavdi, Vapi, Boli, and there are something called step ponds. These step ponds are actually characteristic of, in fact, Rajasthan area. And even before the stepwells became the order of the day, in fact, step ponds have actually come. And the last, in fact, category of stepped water architecture could be called Kund Vav or Kund Vapi. But I would actually say this is actually a academician's, in fact, classification, not a real name, in fact. Because in reality, nobody uses the word called Kund Vav or Kund Vapi, in fact. It's more of a academician's, in fact, coinage. So this is actually one of the famous, in fact, step pond in Rajasthan called Chandbori, and it's a place called Abaneri. In fact, what I heard was that Abaneri means, in fact, Abba Nagari. Abba in Sanskrit means splendor. So the splendor of the city or the splendored city. There's one more, in fact, stepped Kund Vav in Rajasthan. And so we don't know, in fact, why the stepwells were built, but then we actually know, in fact, where they were all built and what are the locations associated with those stepwells, in fact. In fact, if you can actually categorize them into three. In fact, one type of stepwells were built either attached to the temple or somewhere close to the temple or associated with the temple. The other type of stepwells were either built within the village or edge of the village. And probably the third type, which is probably the numerous in number, in fact, the number are the stepwells which are built in the trade route, in fact, okay, all the overland, in fact, okay, trade routes. In fact, I was hearing, Jutta Jain Nobar, who is one of the authority on the stepwell, she was saying that, in fact, you can trace, in fact, a lot of stepwells were built from the coast of Gujarat, probably till, in fact, okay, Delhi. Okay, on the overland routes from, in fact, Gujarat to the Delhi, in fact, large number of stepwells were built. And perhaps, okay, these are the last type of the stepwells are the one which are really, in fact, okay, big in nature, and they are really, they are also, in fact, okay, they have plenty of sort of rooms to, in fact, stay. So they also became like a retreat well. This is the map of Gujarat. In fact, I have shown the regions of Gujarat, southern, central, northern, Saurashtra, and the Kutch and the run of Kutch. So you just keep this map in mind, and then you see the next map, and you will see, interestingly, all the large number of the stepwells which are existing now, in fact, which have been recorded now, are in this north of the central Gujarat, south of the northern Gujarat, and then to some extent in the Saurashtra region. So this is the region where, in fact, the large number of stepwells are still, in fact, existing. And this is a map of both Gujarat and Rajasthan. In fact, this is taken out from a book of Mona Livingston, who had also written extensively about stepwells. And you see, in fact, okay, the number of stepwells in the Rajasthan is not very much, but then they go all the way up to Delhi. So this is one of the most celebrated step pond in India or in all over the world. Actually, this has appeared in quite a number of movies also, in fact. This is the Baneri Chand Bauri. And this is another step well which is in Rajasthan, place called Bundi. This is another step well. In fact, when you look at the step well from the outside, from the distance, you wouldn't actually know that there's going to be a large infrastructure below. And this is the Nimrana Bauli. And this is how the Nimrana, inside of the Nimrana Bauli looks. In fact, so this is obviously, in fact, built to house, in fact, people, travelers, especially travelers, because it has got a structure, something like, where plenty of rooms are there, so people can stay on their way from one place to another place. And this is probably one of the, biggest, step well in India itself. They've got 170 steps to the last of the water source. And there are actually copies, from the this Nimrana also. This was built in 1840. And actually, by looking at this structure, you will know that, it is actually a copy of the Nimrana Bauli. And this is another, step well built in Haryana, and very characteristic of Akbar's architecture with chhatris. And this is another, step well, which is in octagonal shape. Farooq Nagar is a place in Haryana. It's now in Haryana. And when you come to the, Delhi, there are plenty of step wells are there. In fact, incidentally, this year, Delhi Assembly had actually published a calendar of 12 ancient step wells in Delhi and around Delhi area, in fact. So very interesting subject actually for a calendar. And this is one of the oldest, step well in Delhi area. This is supposed to have been built during the Iltutmish period. And this is called Ganda Ki Bauli, but it looks like a Ganda Ki Bauli, in fact. And this is a Bauli, associated with the Nizamuddin. When Hazrat Nizamuddin came to India, and then when he set up his place, this Bauli was supposed to have been built. And Aga Khan Foundation had helped to, restore this Bauli. So during the restoration period, they had completely drained the water out, and you can actually see the bowl of the Bauli. And this is a very interesting Bauli. Has anybody been to Tughlakabad, Ferozshah Kotla? Very few people here, very few people here. And this is a step well from the Ferozshah Kotla. Not the Ferozshah Kotla ground, Ferozshah Kotla actually. And this you can see this beautiful structure, it's a round circular Bauli. And this Bauli also is basically a retreat Bauli where people can stay, relax, and spend their, a hot period of the day. And this is another, Mehrauli, is actually, it's been made into an archaeological park, So I showed, one Bauli there, that is the Ganda Ki Bauli. And there's another Bauli called Rajong Ki Bauli. And even during the Mughals period, a step well had been built. Though it is a small one, it is in the Red Fort. So it must have been built, in the later or the second quarter of the 17th century. And this is probably the most famous of the Delhi, step wells, So people, who have seen, Amir Khan movies, can recognize it very easily. This is called the Agrasen Ki Bauli. This is in Connaught Place. This is right in the center of the city. So next time when you go to Delhi, please make it a point to go there. It's a very, very interesting, place, very, very interesting. And so I have shown you, step wells in Gujarat, step wells in Rajasthan, step well in Haryana, step wells in Delhi. But are there any step wells in Tamil Nadu, Not really so, but whereas, there are some few things which can probably, comes close to the category of the step wells, which I'm going to explain, in detail. Probably this is one is the Thiruvellarai, that swastika tank or whatever you call it. So This is probably built during the later Pallavas period. And this is actually the real stepwell of, in fact, one of the earliest stepwell of, in fact, Tamil Nadu, because it has got a structure on top, in fact. This is the Singma Keni in Kaggekonda Cholapuram. But I don't know whether this is actually a L-shaped, in fact, stepwell. So you go straight and take right turn, and then you find the water source there. But I'm not sure whether the water source is covered or it's open. I don't remember. And probably this is one, in fact, thing which can be called, in fact, comes, in fact, almost close to the grammar of the stepwells of Gujarat, that it has got a entrance arch, and you have steps leading into the mandapam inside, and you have the water here, in fact. So you have a entrance arch, you have a step, and you also have a water which has got a mandapam inside. So it's somewhat a covered, in fact, water architecture, in fact. It's not a completely open architecture that you see, in fact, almost everywhere in Tamil Nadu. So this is the chronology of the stepwell. In fact, maybe most of you may not be able to actually see it, in fact, because it's not very clear, that image. But what I would like to tell you is this. The earliest stepwell are dated, in fact, some people date it, in fact, Christian era, pre-common era. Some people date it, in fact, early 200 or 400 or second or fourth century of, in fact, Christian era. But then, like, in fact, any other place, in fact, the earliest stepwells were all rock-cut stepwells. And then, few centuries later, in fact, the structural stepwells were built. But these structural stepwells, like what you see here, the first stepwell, that's Dang. The second line, that's a structural stepwell, but then it's a very small in size, in fact, very small in size. And then only probably around that 11th century, the pace of, in fact, building stepwells, in fact, started increasing, in fact. And it probably, in fact, reached a crescendo sometime in the 12th century, 13th century. But that's a time, in fact, when the early part of 14th century, in fact, the Hindu rule of, in fact, Gujarat almost died out. In fact, sovereign rule died out. In fact, Alauddin Khilji, in fact, sent his army, and then he, in fact, established his governorship there. Therefore, they say that, post, in fact, the post, in fact, Sultanate period, the Hindu stepwells have almost died out, in fact. But then, generally what tends to happen is that when there is a change from one dynasty to another dynasty, some of the old tradition, in fact, seem to, in fact, wear out or, in fact, die out. Whereas in Gujarat, in fact, despite, in fact, Muslims being the primary rulers, in fact, though there are, in fact, Hindu rulers under them, the tradition of building stepwells continued, in fact. So sometime in the 14th, 15th century, it reached a crescendo, and those kind of stepwells are all called, in fact, fusion stepwells. They incorporate both, in fact, Hindu as well as, in fact, Islamic architectural elements. But then what happened is that after the British came, the tradition of, in fact, maintaining the stepwell started dying down, in fact. One of the reasons is that there is a conjecture is that the British consider stepwells to be unclean, unhygienic, unhealthy, because it's a stagnant water. There is no source of, in fact, fresh water coming in. In fact, the used water going out. Therefore, in fact, they sort of, in fact, I don't know whether they are directly or indirectly, in fact, dissuaded or, in fact, force people from not using this stepwells, in fact. So there is one conjecture. Probably that is one of the reason why, in fact, most of the stepwells, in fact, died out and are started, in fact, going out of use. But however, there is one stepwell which is considered to be the last of the stepwell that was built in 1923 in place called Wankaner, and after that there is no, in fact, stepwell was built which is of any, in fact, significance or importance. See, stepwell, in fact, as you see from outside, it is very inconspicuous, in fact. It is actually by the side of the road. So you wouldn't In fact, imagine when you are going on your two-wheeler or four-wheeler, you would probably give a big notice to it. In fact, okay, you just see some parapet wall is there, you just ignore. In fact, it's another well, step well. This also, in fact, when you see, probably this structure, in fact, may in fact attract your attention, but otherwise, in fact, these are all, they look very, in fact, ordinary, inconspicuous. But whereas, when you look at the step wells from in the Google map, and you can actually see that these step wells are really, really large, in fact. Really large, in fact. At least about 100, 150, 200 feet, in fact, long. So these are 3 step wells, which are famous step wells in Ahmedabad area. So therefore, when you build such a huge structure, in fact, you need to have certain architectural elements, in fact. So some of the elements are like, so what would you actually, how would you call something as a step well? So there are certain, in fact, characteristics are there, certain elements are there. So I have tried to list out, in fact, almost all the elements in this slide. So we start with the kupa, that is the well. And also what happens is that you have steps leading to the well, but also on the back of the well, in fact, you like any other well, in fact, you have provision to, in fact, draw water. And as I said, in fact, most of the step wells are built as a caravanserai, that is the travelers, wayside architecture, or in fact, okay. So therefore, there is also, you will also have, in fact, your horses, your other things. So you need, in fact, provision to water them also. So therefore, in many of the step wells, if you see, in fact, to the side, especially to the right side of or to the left side of the kupa, you will find provision for, in fact, okay, pouring water, and then the water, in fact, going and getting stored into small basins for the animals. And you have an overflow pool, it's called kund. And as you climb from the, in fact, pool, you have steps. So steps, in fact, need to be covered. So you have pavilions, you have kuta, you have pavilion. And on top of the pavilions, you also have vimanas, like your Dravidian temple or your normal temple. And between these pavilion towers, in fact, you also have something called intermediary frameworks. And then as you climb up and you come to the last landing, and you may have a entrance hall, Mukhamandapam. And these, in fact, step wells, in fact, they come with other, in fact, architectural elements like, pillars, pilasters. The one special, in fact, feature of the step well is a spiral staircase. So on either side of the well, that is the kupa, you have spiral staircases, in fact, okay, connecting the topmost part and the bottommost, in fact, part of the step well. So instead of, in fact, taking the regular step down, you can also, in fact, reach the bottom part of the step well through the spiral staircases. And this is one of the famous step well, Adalaj. So whatever, in fact, okay, elements that I have talked about, all these elements are virtually, in fact, they are there. So you have the kupa, you have the overflow pond, and you have the steps, in fact, leading. And the dots, what you see is actually the pavilion towers, in fact, pavilions. And then these are the steps. And between these steps, you have the intermediary frameworks. As you, in fact, climb up, in fact, you also come to the Mukhamandapam, or the entrance hall. And this particular, in fact, step well has got 3 entrances, and also has got the corner shrines, in fact. So length of, if you look at the length is almost about 230 feet, in fact, 75 into 3.3. So you have about 220 feet or 230 feet long. Temples and the step wells. Garbhagraham, and this is Antarala, and you have this Ardha Mandapam, or the front Mandapam. Then you have you can probably these are all, in fact, other, in fact, extended mandapas. And maybe, in fact, this is your Gopuram or your entrance of the extended mandapa also. So there are, like, in India, in fact, whatever you build, okay, any architecture gets, in fact, very soon or later, in fact, there will be some grammar written for it, right? And there is no, in fact, a specific, in fact, grammar book for these step wells, but there are references, in fact, available in some of these books called Aparajita Pracha, in fact, Brihat Shilpa Shastra, and Rajavallabha. So from these books, in fact, definitions have been drawn out. And the first one is called the Nanda. And Nanda is the single entrance and then 3 pavilion towers. And then the second one is the 2 entrances with 6 pavilion towers. And the third one is a Jaya, which has got difficult to attain even for gods, is Jaya with 3 entrances and 9 pavilion towers. And you have the fourth one, which is the Vijaya, facing all direction. Is Vijaya, 4 entrances and 12 pavilion towers. But of course, these are all, in fact, definitions or, in fact, grammar. But then, as you, in fact, you would see, in fact, every temple you go there, you will say, like, this is, this particular thing is an aberration, that particular thing is an aberration. There will be somewhere some element in any temple which is not completely, in fact, in line with the, your shastras, in fact. Therefore, in fact, I have not actually seen or come across any, in fact, step well which has got a 12 pavilion towers. But what has happened is, based on the structures which are physically available, some, in fact, classification has been done. One is the straight stepped corridor with the 1 entrance. And you also have lateral stairs, in fact, which is, in fact, an interesting, in fact, element of these step wells. Instead of steps, in fact, going down, you have steps, steps which are which you can actually climb down either on the left side or the right side, in fact. So which are not in, which are, 90 degrees angle to the regular steps. And you have in fact, you have both. There are step wells with the pavilion towers and the intermediate frameworks, and there are step wells without intermediate frameworks. And you have a straight stepped corridor with the 3 entrances, and you have a lot of step wells are, in fact, have this L-shaped corridors. Right from one of the oldest, in fact, structural step well to the very late, in fact, 18th century step well. Manjushri Vav and Amritavashni, these are all, in fact, L-shaped. Probably these are much easier to construct, or, in fact, does not occupy much space, in fact. And there are, in fact, step wells with the circumambulatory passage. You can actually go around the step well. Probably, in fact, you can, in fact, when I said, in fact, this, the well is your Garbhagraha. So you have passages around the well where people can circumambulate. And you also have, in fact, very few, or virtually, in fact, not many step wells which have got 4 entrances. These are, in fact, drawings of some of these step wells. And you can actually see in this step well, you have the pavilion Vimana, the Vimana over pavilion. Here also, in this step well also, you can see Vimana over pavilion, which is like your any other temple. The Vimana shape is like a shape of any other temple Vimana. And this is the step well where people can go around. There is a provision for going around the well itself. Of course, they have also, in fact, come out with different variation and also some innovations. This is actually called Saptamukhi Vav. This is supposed to have 7 entrances. So you don't find this in any of the grammar text. So this is the earliest of the step well. This is considered to be the earliest of the step well, which are cut into rock. So you have long passages leading to the water, and then also steps available. And also there is, in fact, this step well must have been a most celebrated step well, because there is some saying, one who has not seen Adikadi Vav and Navagan Kuwa has lost a great chance in his life. So there must have been very celebrated and venerated step wells. And this is another step well called Navagan Kuwa, which is in Uppercote. Uppercote is a place in Junagadh. And this particular entrance supposed to have been built by a Chudasama king, which is the 11th century. So therefore, there is a confusion in dating whether it is a 11th century step well or a 2nd century step well. And this is a step leading to the well. And you can see, in fact, this is a huge step well, in fact, okay, there's and very deep. So after these, like in fact in Tamil Nadu, where you have a progression from the rock cut temples to the structural temples, and even in Gujarat, in step wells also there had been a progression from the rock cut step wells to the structural step wells. So this is step well is in a place called Dang, which is in Saurashtra. And this is one of the two valves which is built in that area. It's called Manjushri Vav, and this is an L-shaped valve. And the styles. I mean, the decoration is very minimal. Doesn't just has only one niche or two or three niches, but it's more functional rather than a religious step well. And as I said, in fact, okay, even in the 18th century, the step wells with the L shape were built. And this is very much in Ahmedabad, and was built by a noble, not by a king. And it's built by a Hindu, but looks like it's got an Islamic or Muslim architecture. And this is the most famous, in fact, well. But somehow, in fact, I feel that, okay, so when you start really building the step well, the initial step wells must have been round, circular, and then probably it graduated into, in fact, okay, L-shaped step wells. Because these do not really occupy much space, in fact. They don't really occupy much space. And I don't know, in fact, if only the engineers can say whether a straight corridor step well is more difficult to build or a circular step well is more difficult to build. But then it appears that, okay, the circular step wells are easier to build. And probably, in fact, just an extension of, in fact, okay, the wells that we built even much earlier, in fact. So it somewhere in one of the textbook, it says, in fact, that the steps, in fact, descend downwards like the coils of a snake to the water level. And this is one of the earliest of the structural step well, which is a straight corridor. In fact, what you saw was a L shape. Mostly, I mean, the first structural shape was a L shape. But then the first structural straight corridor step well was in Modera. It is called Juni Vav. Juni means, in fact, old. So this is built in the early 11th century. A very simple structure, a very small one. And they say, like, this mandapa above the ground level may have been older than the Vav itself. And as I told you, like, they all kept on experimenting with the step wells, in fact. And one of the interesting step well is the Kaleshwari Nainal twin step well, where there are two step wells, in fact, opposite to each other. So like your swastik tank that you saw in Thiruvallarai, which they call it, in fact, Mamiyar Marumagal Kolam. Similar, in fact, what do you call it? Similar, in fact, idea also has been transmitted to those people also, in fact. So this is called Sas and this is called Bahu, Sas Bahu Vav. But then in terms of iconography, this is probably a very interesting step well, because this has got, an emaciated woman giving birth to a child, and four-armed goddess Shitala riding donkey, and you have a Navagraha, you have Dashavadara, and you have the Mahavishnu as a Seshashayi, and you have Ashtamatrika, Veerabhadra and Ganesha. Similarly, in the Bahu stepwell also, you have Saptamatrika, you have Seshai Vishnu, and you also have Kirti Mukhas, in fact, Kirti Mukhas. So it's something. In terms of iconography, if you see, in fact, except for very few elements, in fact, some of these icons that you see there, you see in fact, many of the South Indian or many of the Tamil temples also, in fact. So this is one of the circular stepwell, but this is built in the in the Sultanate period, and many of the circular stepwells, in fact, became retreat stepwells. In fact, okay, they have provision for people to stay, and you have stepwell which is built by supposed to be a fakir. In fact, is Geben Shah. This is also in Champaner. And this is also like a helical stepwell that you saw. And you have stepwells built in Baroda also. This is called a Navlaki stepwell. This is in the Lakshmi Vilas Palace. And the uniqueness of this stepwell is that all these pillars have been interconnected by horizontal beams. So this is supposed to have been built by the grandfather of the Ahmad Shah, who in fact established Ahmedabad. Maybe in fact, okay, when he built the stepwell, he might have taken pillars from some of the Hindu temples, because they say there is some of the pillars has got Gatapallava pillars. In fact, Gatapallava pillars is where a pot, and out of pot, in fact, okay, these creepers coming out. And there is also a Brahmi inscription in the same stepwell. And of course, these stepwells are religious structures, in fact, social structures. And because they have been there for such a long time, there are also a lot of, in fact, legends, in fact, okay, develop or attached to it. This particular stepwell in Baroda, in fact, where young girls decked in gold were sacrificed on full moon nights for prosperity. And this is the stepwell which has got 4 entrances. This is the stepwell which has got 4 entrances. But this stepwell is almost in ruins. This is a state of the stepwell when it is not when it's not raining, and the state of the stepwell when it is when there is rain. And so if you look at these iconography of the stepwell, I want to exclude, in fact, okay, Rani Ki Vav from this iconography classification, because Rani Ki Vav is a separate class altogether, a separate, in fact. So what they say is that you have a large number of, in fact, okay, Mahishashamardini, Vishnu, Ganesha, Bhairava, Shurya, Navagraha, Saptamatrika, and other forms of mother goddesses appearing in the sculptures, especially in the Hindu stepwells. And you also have sculptures of women with the child or giving birth to child. So therefore, in fact, these stepwells have been places of, in fact, worship, like, when you, for either expectant woman or a woman who had just delivered his child, in fact, okay, so you go there and pray for the well-being of everyone. And in one particular stepwell, in fact, even a detailed iconography instructions have been given. So what are all the icons supposed to be kept in a stepwell? As I said, in fact, there are not many textbooks which, in fact, either, in fact, classifies or categorizes the stepwells. But then there are references in some of the textbook. One of the textbook called Aparajita Pracha, in fact, talks in detail about the kund, but not about the stepwell. They talk about that it should contain images of Sridhara, Jalasaina, Varaha, Krishna, Bhairava, Uma Maheshwara, Shankara, and then you have 12 Adityas, Gananayakas, Ganadipas, then you have Dikpalas, Ashtamatrika, Navadurga, Ganga, and also they also talk about 2 rishis, Durvasa and Narada. So there are some other, there is one more in fact textbook which makes only what kind of ornamentation can be in fact done in the step well. But it talks only about the Kinnara. And it also says in fact, there is a commentary to the verse. It says in fact even the images of Mithunas also can be included as an ornamentation. And also idols of gods like Varuna and other gods can be installed. So sculptures found in step well that do not figure in text, like Dashavadara, or whatever text that are available, they don't talk about Dashavadara, Navagraha, Lakulisa, Shitala, and then focus about secular images. In fact, you will not find any textbook that says that you can have secular images in any of the places of worship. And of course, all these sculptures are Hindu gods, except in few step wells. In fact, even the image of Buddha is there. And as I said, in fact, this Sasbahu Vav, you have Buddha as the 9th avatar of Vishnu. And in Adalaj, in fact, there is also a panel where Buddha is also mentioned as one of the avatara, in fact. And also in Rani Ki Vav, there are Dasavadara panels are there, and Dasavadara panels in there, Buddha is shown as incarnation of Vishnu with 4 arms, lotus in left upper hand. As I said, in fact, okay, the pace of step well building, in fact, came down drastically during the British period because British probably did not, in fact, patronize the maintenance of the step wells. But however, as I said, in fact, the step wells are like retreat wells. Okay, there are lots of places where people can rest and then take. So, in one of the princely state, Vankaner, probably in fact India's last grand step well was built, and this step well is within the palace complex itself. Within the palace itself, this is how the step well looks like. And also an image of, in fact, Shiva's Gangadhara is also installed there. So these are, what we have seen up till now is the, how the evolution of the step wells took place, and then where all the, in fact, step wells are located, and what are the purpose of the step wells, and what kind of iconography is, normally, in fact, found in these step wells. I'm going to talk about right now about one of the most important step well in the Ahmedabad area, which is called the Rudabai step well or Adalaj step well. The legend attached to this step well is that Rudabai, wife of the Waghela chief Narasimha, she built this step well as a memorial for her husband. And this Veerasimha was defeated by the Sultan Mahmud Begada, Sultan of the Ahmedabad, and he wanted to marry her. So she said, in fact, I will marry you, but then I would like you to build a step well in memory of my husband. So she waited till the step well was completed, and once the step well was completed, she in fact committed suicide. Somebody says, in fact, she jumped into the step well of the well of the step well itself, in fact. But I don't know whether it's true or not. But there are inscription, in fact, okay, in the step well saying that this step well was built by Rudabai, the wife of the Waghela chief. So you have, in fact, see, when we saw the general structure of the step well, I showed you the plan and the section of the Adalaj Vav. And we are going to see little more detail about this step well. This is there are 3 entrances to the step well. And then this is the entrance part of the step well. Very highly, in fact, okay, decorated, there are high level of ornamentation is there. You have actually, you have balconies, in fact. You have balconies on either corner, in all the corners of the entrance area. And These kind of balconies also you see in many other, in fact, mosques in Ahmedabad, especially, Rani Sipri Masjid, you find this kind of a balcony. So that's the reason, one of the reason why this is called, in fact, they are all fusion step wells. And what you see here is the pavilion towers, and what you see here is the intermediary framework. And there are, in fact, and each of the pavilion, the number of stories, in fact, vary as you go down, in fact. Not naturally, because as you go down, the height of the step well increases, therefore these pavilions also have to have number of stories. And as I said, in fact, at the end of and there is interestingly, in the Kund area, above the Kund area, you have an octagonal structure. The Kund itself is a square one, but then, if you go to many of our Hindu temples, in fact, this dome is built. Okay, dome-like structure is built from a octagonal. It starts with an octagon, and then you have number of, in fact, the number of the sides keep increasing, and then, in fact, gradually it becomes a dome-like structure. So probably, in fact, this. Here also, they have extended the principle to that. You have a square pond, and then, but on that square pond, you have an octagonal, octagonal shaft. And these are the pillars of the intermediate frameworks. But then, the capitals of the pillars are very richly decorated. You can see this. So the brackets are unlike our the pillars in Hindu temples. Okay, these brackets are very highly decorated, and then they have multiple layers, and then each layer is, in fact, decorated with a different type of design. And finally, you come to the octagonal shaft, which, in fact, is also, in fact, richly ornamented, richly decorated. You have a balcony, you have a railing, and the railing has got a Rajasenaka, which is a horizontal band, in fact, below the railing, and you have the Kakshasana, which is the back of the seat, and then you have Asanapatta, which is the base of the seat. So, and then you also the Stambika, which is nothing but a pilaster. So all these things, in fact, appear in the octagonal shaft. So the octagonal shaft is also very highly, in fact, and richly, in fact, decorated and ornamented. And ultimately, the well itself, in fact, if you see, the well itself is compared to the other parts of the well, in fact, other parts of the step well, the well itself is, in fact, very sparsely decorated, in fact. It is in direct contrast to the decoration that you see, ornamentation that you see in the Rani Ki Vav. And then you have the spiral staircase. In fact, when you go to the step well, you may not be able to actually see the spiral staircase at all, because this spiral staircase are all closed for visitors. And there is a panel, in fact, you see a Navagraha, but then they say that this panel is not an original part of the step well, which has been inserted later. And then I think the most, in fact, attractive and most, in fact, beautiful part of the step well architecture is its pillar. And you have, as I said, in fact, they're all, each layer is, in fact, differently ornamented, and then it's got a different shape, and they're not simple. They are just, some of them are recessed, some of them are projecting, and even the pillar base has got 3 layers, in fact. Pillar base has got 3 layers. And then the lintels are probably another, in fact, areas where the decorations are very, in fact, interesting. And these are also, in fact, divided into 2 parts. The lower part you find only these Kirti Mukhas, and the upper part you have some narrative panel or a general, in fact, scene, like you have musicians with musicians and dancing girls, and then you have Bhairava with the Damaru and dog, and a churning of buttermilk, some erotic scenes, chowri bearers, king sitting on a stool under a parasol. So you have, in fact, a lot of these non-secular images, in fact, appearing on the lintels of these pavilions. And the niches are also, in fact, very colorful and very, I would say, very interesting things. And in the Adalat stepwell, in fact, you have 3, in fact, niches which are of very importance. This particular niche has got 3 pots, in fact, arranged. And they say this is an abstract representation of Mother Goddess. And this is a very popular motif all across Gujarat. And you have one, in fact, a niche where from this animal, in fact, the scrolls are evolving out of it. In fact, you have here also, you have scrolls evolving out of this animal. And as I said, the niches, in fact, not only you have some certain figures, but also there are a lot of geometric, in fact, designs are there. And especially this particular thing, which, there is a pot, it's a pot hanging from a chain. This is a particular, in fact, design or a motive which you see in many mosques also in Gujarat. And of course, these kind of designs, they're called arabesque in Islamic architecture. And you find this all over the great, in fact, mosques of Ahmedabad and in Gujarat. And of course, you have string courses, which is nothing but your Ganavari or your Gajavari or those things. And there, in fact, they have put a lot of these small things like, and probably some of these panels are as, in fact, beautiful as your Pulamangai panels, because it was very small, in fact, maybe about 2-3 inches, in fact, square. And you have, row of geese plucking leaves with their beaks, and mythical animals, half elephant, half lion. So as I said, in fact, this particular stepwell has got an inscription, and the inscription, in fact, has taken care to mention, in fact, who had built this stepwell also. So they say Marana, son of Bhima, Srimali by caste, made the well. And also it says, in fact, how much they spent to construct this stepwell, but here it's not there. But then there is somewhere, in fact, there is a mention of how much, in fact, money was spent to construct this stepwell. And they say the beloved of Veerasimha made this well with hundreds of compartments, in fact. So the stepwell, apart from being, in fact, which houses water, in fact, or the house of water, but also is a place where people can stay and relax and rest. And then it's also a place for people to, in fact, for the community to gather, in fact. Otherwise, in fact, why would, in fact, someone say, in fact, this is built with hundreds of compartments? This is just a comparison between 2 of these stepwell pillars. And this is the Adalaj Vav, and this is another Vav called Dada Harir Vav, which is completely, in fact, associated with Islamic architecture, because it is just by the side of a mosque. So therefore, no no Hindu motives, only, in fact, only designs. But then maybe, in fact, it was built by a nurse. In fact, the kind of decoration that you see in Adalaj Vav, you don't see it in this particular, this stepwell. And as I said, in fact, there are 2-3 people, in fact, who had contributed very greatly to the scholarship on the stepwells. Probably she has to take the credit for being the first person who had done a very detailed, in fact, study on the stepwell. She's a German, Jutta Jain Neuber. In fact, this second word, I don't know how to pronounce, because two type of pronunciation is there. So Jutta is something, in fact, I'm very clear about. So, Jutta.
And Naibar.
Naibar. Okay, they say Naibar is what new person, in fact, new. So she studied Indology, and then she, in fact, did a field work between May 76 and March 78. She visited 60 step wells, surveyed and photographed them. And she wrote a book in 1981 called Step Wells of Gujarat in Art and in Art Historical Perspective. And there, in fact, she presented almost 400 photographs. But unfortunately, today this particular book is out of print. And the photographs that you see there also are not very, they were taken almost about 40 years ago. So the quality of the picture is not very great, in fact. The other person, in fact, who had contributed, in fact, majorly to the scholarship on the rich, in fact, information on Stepwell is Morna Livingston, and she had wrote a book called Steps to Water, which was published in 2002, and she spent, in fact, quite a lot of time compared to Jutta, and she supposed to be teaching in Philadelphia University. Not a very popular teacher, I believe. In fact, the site, when you go through the internet, in fact, you don't see, in fact, people talking about very charitably about her, in fact, I don't know. But the one person whom, in fact, I have been very, in fact, highly impressed about this guy. He's a Dutchman. So, in fact, being a Dutchman, in fact, his interest in water is very natural. And what he had done is that, he had looked at these people they had tried to, in fact, scholarly view about the step wells, in fact. Very scholarly view, in fact, okay, the historical and structural, architectural, aesthetics, style, everything, in fact. Whereas this guy, in fact, he had tried to look at step well as a social element, in fact. Now, he had conducted experiments virtually in every step well. Suppose you say that step well is a place where you can go and the women can go and draw water. Is it so easy to do that, in fact? So he had, in fact, conducted an experiment in Adalaj and then found that if, in fact, a woman, in fact, walks 3-4 times, in fact, this Adalaj step well, her, in fact, knees will break, in fact. Because it's so difficult to climb up with the filled pot because the angle is not so. So he says, in fact, some of them are mostly decorative, in fact, architecture than the socially useful architecture. And what he had also done is that he had in a go to a step well, when you try to photograph it, you can never really take a complete picture of a step well, in fact. And from any angle, in fact, it's very difficult to capture the complete, in fact, size and shape of a step well. So what he had tried is that he had taken multiple photographs and then he had stitched them together. And perhaps you can never take a photograph like this, of a step well with the 5 stories in a single shot. So what he had done, he had taken multiple photographs and he had stitched them together. And he had also conducted a lot of experiments with the stepped architecture. See, the final part of my presentation is about the step well, which had been inscribed in the World Heritage as a World Heritage Site in 2014. So it is called Rani Ki Vav, but then I would call it as a king among the step wells. I would. So any good thing starts with Ganesha. So there is a image of beautiful Ganesha in the step well. And this particular Ganesha was actually stolen from an open-air museum in the Rani Ki Vav area. It was stolen in 2001 along with another image of Brahma and Brahmani. And I think the Brahma and Brahmani was recovered in 2015, whereas this is still yet to be retrieved. In fact, Mankodi, who had written a seminal, one of the best documentation on a particular historical architecture, probably is the book of Dr. Mankodi. It's called the So he, this is the book of Dr. Mankodi, and Dr. Mankodi, not only being an historian or a historian, but he also, in fact, like our Vijay Kumar, he runs something called plunderedpast.in, and where he's been trying to locate many of these, these sculptures or artifacts which have been stolen from India. And this is one of the sculpture which has been stolen from the Patan Museum, and so he had been trying to track it and then trying to recover it. See, let me give a first chronology about this Patan. And Bhimdev one is a Solanki ruler, in fact, and Solanki, but a lot of people call them as Chalukyas, in fact. So Solankis are considered to be a branch of Chalukyas in the Gujarat. And he was a vassal or the subsidiary king of Raja Bhoja of Dar of Malwa region. In fact, Malwa region is one of the more, in terms of architecture, in terms of culture, in terms of arts, it's one of the most, in fact, developed, advanced, also very colorful, in fact, places. And that the aesthetics of that region had, in fact, influenced many, in fact, in North India. You'll also going to see, in fact, how this Malwa region, in fact, influenced the architecture or aesthetics of the Rani Ki Vav. And he, in fact, fights with this gentleman who's got a very long name, but then he's in short called Ghazni Muhammad, or Muhammad of Ghazni. And he, in fact, supposed to have helped or worked with Raja Bhoja in rebuilding the Somnath temple. He builds a temple in Modhera, Sun Temple, in 1027, and then one of his minister called Vimal Shah builds a temple in Mount Abu. So that particular time, in fact, just about maybe about 20 years after the construction of the Brihadishwara temple, was probably one of the most, in fact, active construction periods of this king. And he dies in 1063, but then somewhere they write that, okay, he fought Ghazni Muhammad and died. But I don't think so, because Ghazni Muhammad dies much earlier, in fact. Okay, and Rani Ki Vav, in fact, is built by his wife Udayamati. And they say, like, in those days, it is a tradition where the husband dies before the wife, and then wife, in fact, builds a step well, either as a memorial or as a gift of, in fact, gift to the society in memory of memory of the husband. So either queen or the either people from the royal family or the nobles or rich people, in fact, there's a tradition to build a step well. So the Rani Ki Vav, in fact, construction commences in 1063, but we don't know, in fact, when it completed, because it never got completed like many of the monuments in the Mahabalipuram. So therefore, we can only tell when it started, but we can't say when it got over or when it was completed. Then her son Karan Dev, in fact, takes over in 1064, and he does an, in fact, addition to the Modhera Sun Temple. He also was he is credited with establishing the city Karnavati on the banks of Sabarmati, which is on the other side of the Ahmedabad, in fact, other side of Sabarmati. And there are, in fact, his uncle builds in fact another water structure called the Sahaslinga Talab, which is very close to the Rani Ki Vav. And then in 1304, in fact, and Alauddin Khilji conquers Gujarat, and there probably ends the. After this, okay, the Hindu kings are no more sovereign kings. In fact, they are all either, I mean, they are not there, or even if they are there, like Vaghelas, they are all the governors of the Muslim kings. See, as I said, Rani Ki Vav is a memorial, in that the Queen Mother, Udaymati, she has built it as a memorial following a traditional practice. Now, one of the theme of this Rani Ki Vav is the Parvati doing Panchakni Tapas. This particular pose is supposed to represent the Parvati's penance as Panchakni Tapas. And you will find, I mean, in the stepwell, you will find this particular image or the image of Parvati in many places. So what is very clear from this depiction is that this is a memorial, and not only a memorial, but she also wants, through this tapas, okay, like, get the, I mean, get to, in fact, what do you call it, live with the husband who had passed away, in fact. So, sometime in when during one of the excavation, when this particular image was found, and this is considered to be the image of the Udaymati, and also there is a Prabandha Chintamani 1304, probably the year in which, in fact, Alauddin Khilji conquered Gujarat. And Bhimadeva's queen, in fact, Udaymati, caused to be built in the capital. It is Anahila Pataka, a new stepwell which surpassed even the Sahaslinga reservoir, which we talked, in fact, the Bhimdev once uncle, he built a big water tank, and it is renamed by Bhimdev's son as Sahaslinga Talab. And this sculpture was supposed to have been installed in one of the niches. We don't know when, but it was found as a loose sculpture. And there are quite a number of visitors to this place. One of the earliest person is called Arthur Mallet. In fact, anybody has any idea about Mahabaleshwar, in fact, would associate this guy, Arthur Mallet. There is a place called Arthur Point in Mahabaleshwar, where this Arthur Mallet supposed to have been sitting, in fact, and in fact, ruining the death of his wife and child in a ferry accident, in fact. And he, in fact, prepared a drawing of the well. It's a very interesting drawing. And James Todd, in fact, visits that place, and then he writes a book called Travels in Western India. But of course, this book gets published only after his death in 1839. And then there is a guy called Forbes. He's a British administrator of the Gujarat area, and he's also a linguist. And another person called Louis Rousselet, or Louis Rousselet, he's a French photographer. And he, in fact, lives in this area, Rajasthan, Gujarat area, for almost 6 years. And then when he goes back to France, and he publishes a book of photographs of the photographs that he had taken in India. And of course, our own James Ferguson, and then James Burgess. And in fact, I would call, in fact, James Burgess and Henry Cousins our own, in fact. Because,
Wait, James Todd.
yeah. Now, because these guys are like a twins, in fact. The James Burgess and Henry Cousins are like a twins, in fact. Wherever you find James Burgess' name, and then you find the name of the Henry Cousin, he must be lugging, in fact, a huge instrument, camera, photographic instrument, Henry Cousins. And this is the drawing which Arthur Mallet supposed to have drawn, in fact. I wanted to look at it very closely. This is only this is actually the well, the real well, the Kupa. And this is the back wall of the well. And you see a lot of trees around. And you see here the brackets. There are 2 tiers of brackets. You see here bracket here, you see a bracket here. And one here, and somewhere one here, hidden here, in fact. So you find 2 tiers of brackets. Okay. And in fact, I don't. I wish, in fact, I could get the photographs taken by Louis Rousselet or, in fact, even Henry Cousins, but I don't think it's available. In fact, the photographs taken by them. And this is the photograph which was taken in 1955. Now you can actually see the difference. You see only one bracket here, whereas you see here multiple brackets. So therefore, probably in a span of about 120 years, the top brackets, except one, all must have fallen. And this is a close-up of the well taken in 1955. So you see only one bracket here, and there are other brackets. So up to this bracket, in fact, it is all closed. Only water, mud. There is also a story saying that, okay, one of the local, in fact, Muslim ruler filled the well with the mud. I don't know whether it's true or not, but okay, this is the plan of the Rani Ki Vav, and this is a east-facing well, and what you see, these are all steps, and what you see here is that the lateral stairs, in fact. The lateral stairs, what you see here is a lateral stair, and this is the mandapa, the pavilions, and you have mandapa here, you have a mandapa here, and you have also a small mandapa here, and here this is the kund, and this is the kupa, right? And this is the section of the Rani Ki Vav, and you can see here one Torana base. Okay. Now, when we went there, even in 2004, we saw only the base, in fact, not the pillar. Whereas when these people went, Henry Cousins and Burgess went, they actually saw the pillar, and they also, in fact, sketched the pillar. So this is the complete, in fact, section of the Rani Ki Vav, and this is the well, and this is the brackets. Only one bracket now remains, and these are the lower brackets. And this is the a pavilion, in fact, between the well and the tank. Something similar to what you saw in Adalaj Vav. Okay, and this is a huge structure. The tank is really a huge structure. Actually, this, in terms of circumference or in some terms of area, much bigger than the well itself. Then you have all the pavilions, and you have the side walls here, and you have the pavilions here, you have the pavilions here. Then, and you have finally the Torana. And here you have the section of the well and from the other side. This is from the south side of the south side, and this is from the north side. And this is the section of the well facing east, and this is facing west. As you face west, you see here, because the head of the well is in the west, and the people in fact stand in the east and see the well. Of course, this must be an aberration, in fact, caused by my scanning. So there, I don't think the base of the well is in fact slanted. And this is how you see now, in fact. So this is the view from the west, and this is the view from the east, and this is a Torana base. And in fact, this is a photograph which shows, in fact, how these stones have been wedged together. In fact, they have used a wedge to connect, in fact, two separate blocks of stone. And this is as I said, in fact, when James Burgess and Henry Cousins surveyed in 1886, they have seen the Torana pillar, a complete Torana pillar, but later on it vanished. If it had been there, it would have looked like this, in fact. This is from this photograph is from the Sithpur Rudra Mahalaya. So I presume that, okay, the entrance to the step well would have had a torana like this. And this is the, in fact, one of the closest shot of the well wall. And in fact, what they say is that, okay, the Gaikwads, in fact, built the upper layer of the well with the bricks. So they have done some work. And another, in fact, close shot of the well and with its brackets. You see here 1, 2, 3, 4 brackets, and then only one bracket is surviving now, upper bracket. So general description of the well is that, okay, it is exactly west to east or east to west, in fact. Just a 3 degree, in fact, is the deviation from the east-west angle. And it had an entrance torna, and you had a stepped corridor, and you had pillared multi-storied pavilions, and you had a large, in fact, collecting well for surplus water, and you also had a draw well, that is the kupa at the western end. And the length of the step well is 65 meters, that means about 213 feet. The maximum width of the well is 20 meters. This is unlike the other step wells, which has got a straight line, in fact, okay, the width does not change. Whereas here, the width of the step well, in fact, changes, in fact. As you can see from the in fact, okay, the width of the step well is not, the sides wall of the step well is not in straight line. And actually, for the size, in fact, it looks as if it has been sort of a crushed, in fact. In fact, I think the length of the step well is, in fact, less than the length of the Adalaj step well, about by 10 meters. So it had 4 pavilions, and each of the first pavilion had 2 stories, and then the second would have had 4, 6, 7 respectively. Originally, roof of the top story of each pavilion reaching up to the ground level. And it had 292 pillars, out of which 226 only remain now. And present at this level, okay, at the level of current level of preservation, there are 400 large images are there. But originally they had planned, in fact, to have 800 images, in fact. These are all, we are talking about the large images, not the small ones, in fact. And what happened actually, it never got completed in every respect. As you see, in fact, there are only about 50% of the images are surviving. And even when it was under construction, in fact, okay, the builders amended the design of the step well. So what they did was, they put an bracing structure in the kund, in fact, the tank, the overflow tank. They put a bracing structure. So here you see a bracing structure here. Maybe, in fact, okay, there was some either misalignment or wrong calculation in terms of the long calculation. So the structure became unstable even during the construction time. So more than 200 large images are never executed, in fact. What happened is that even after the well was actually sort of abandoned, people were actually putting, in fact, images in the niches, in fact. There are 2 places where there is marble statues are there, in fact. Otherwise, every statue in the niche is made of sandstone, but in 2 places you have marble statues. So, and actually on the northwest of the Rani Ki Vav, you have Saraswati River. So Saraswati River, in fact, now it has changed course, but during the construction time, in fact, it seems to have, in fact, caused some problem for the builders. And during 1805 and 1811, in fact, there is a guy called Bahadur Singh. He is one of the officials of the Gaikwad court. In fact, they say that the entire land, in fact, was, in fact, owned by him. So he had built a vav, in fact, in between this period, and then he had used some of the pillars, about 40 pillars in his vav, This is the vow which he built. So if you look at this pillars, okay, they have a close resemblance to the pillars of the Rani Ki Vav. But yet, in fact, okay, even though there are only, in fact, 226 remain, but then whatever remains of these pillars, in fact, they are really majestic. And in fact, coming to the one of the thing that is Rani Ki Vav is famous for is the number of images. In fact, they would have planned about 800, but only about 400 were done. And there is some, in fact, method, in fact, they have adopted for constructing each of these icons. In fact, almost all the icons follow this particular scheme. You have the central icon, and you have these 4 attendants. You also have somebody here, and you have in this there is an arch, and you will find those adorants. They call this adorants. And in each there are 4 niches, small niches on either side. And if you look at this is a Vishnu icon, and you can actually find, in fact, some of the avatars of Vishnu, in fact, depicted here. This is Vamana. This is probably Kalki. This is Varaha. So like this particular Vav, in fact, okay, this got Dasavadara panels are there. I mean, these are not in the same side. In fact, they are on 2 sides. And probably the best of the Dasavadara panel is the icon of the Kalki. Another, in fact, interesting, in fact, icon is your icon of Varaha. Maybe, in fact, the Pallava Abhimanis, in fact, okay, would like to compare the beauty aesthetics of our Varaha panel with this, and say, like, Pallava aesthetics are much better than the aesthetics of this the Solankis. But then, this is actually the Varaha panel from a place called Niyamu in Muzaffarabad. It's in the Malwa region. And there is a very close resemblance to the style and the execution, in fact. Even the panels, if you look at it, in fact, they are almost of the same. Like you have 4, either side 4 small panels, and you have an arch, and you also have on the either side, in fact, you have attendants. So this probably can be an indication as to how the aesthetics or the art of, in fact, okay, Malwa region has influenced the aesthetics of the builders of Rani Ki Vav. And the Dasavadara panel has got, in fact, Buddha as one of the icon, and Buddha has been given 4 arms, in fact. And this is the Kalki icon, and Kalki is because Kalki has got a very long way to go, in fact, isn't it? Therefore, in fact, okay, he's being given water, in fact, for his long journey. And then they say, in fact, in some of the icons have been, in fact, stuccoed and also colored. So in some of the icons, you can still find, in fact, okay, black marks on the faces. So this is how, in fact, okay, icon of the face of the icon looks like. It's so, in fact, beautiful, so nice. And almost all these icons, in fact, they look down, in fact. They look down. Even Mahishasura-Mardini, in fact, she keeps looking down. And there are, in fact, okay, even this particular panel, you can actually draw comparison to the Pallava panel, in fact, where one of the panels, in fact, okay, the lion, in fact, attacks the Mahisha. This is Bhairava. So this particular Rani Ki Vav, in fact, you cannot really classify them as a Shaivite, in fact, monument or a Vaishnavite monument. You have a mix of both. You also have Brahma. You have Hanuman, but this Hanuman has got 4 arms. Generally, Hanuman is depicted with only 2 arms, whereas this particular Hanuman has got 4 arms. And generally, they say, like, Hanuman always actually faces south, in fact. And as I said, in fact, it's a memorial for her husband, in fact. The Udaymati built Rani Ki Vav as a memorial for her husband. So you have not only a big icon, but also small, in fact, icons, depicting the penance of Parvati. And you have yoginis. And in fact, the most interesting things about these icons are not the main, in fact, the figures. But what you need to do is to look at these attendant icons there. They are very playful. These people may be very serious, but then these are generally, in fact, playful. Look at this. Probably a monkey, in fact, trying to climb an Apsara or a Surasundari. And of course, this Rani Ki Vav is known for its geometrical patterns, in fact. Probably this is what, in fact, influenced the later, in fact, Muslim builders in Ahmedabad and elsewhere, where these structures have been played with, in fact, geometric design all over the place, in fact, all over the construction. This is one of the side walls of the tank, one of the best preserved, in fact, part of the Rani Ki Vav. Of course, the best part of the best part of the Rani Ki Vav is the Kupa, that is the well itself, the main well itself. But unfortunately, in fact, you cannot go into it all the time. It's actually closed for public. So if you're lucky, in fact, you will get a chance to go inside, but you can't stay for long. And of course, during the most of the time, in fact, you have water, in fact, filled there, in fact. So you really can't get into the well and then see the images around the well and the wall of the well. So you can actually see there is a figure here. There is a figure here. Let's see, in fact, what the figure is. The figure is nothing but the Vishnu in the Anantasai. Vishnu as the Anantasai. And this particular picture probably give you the much clearer, in fact, view of the Anantasai. The one beauty of this picture is that it is not a straight line, in fact. So in Tamil Nadu, when you see an Seshasai, is always on a flat bed, straight line. Whereas here, the beauty of this image is probably the curvature they have given here, in fact. And this particular, in fact, image is there on the 3 levels, in fact, 3 courses, in fact. So 1, 2, 3. Somebody says, in fact, during in fact, maybe 3 days of the year, the sun will directly, in fact, the sun rays will fall on him, and another day here and another day there, in fact. But I don't know whether it is possible. Of course, the other, in fact, interesting element of this particular well is the presence of the Vasus. Of course, in fact, the story of the Vasu. In fact, the last of the Vasu who did not get, in fact, moksha was the Bhishma. So it is also an indication that it is a memorial well, because she is, in fact, they have put, in fact, Vasus here, in fact, and the indication that the water in the well is the Ganga. And so the Vasus, in fact, getting moksha, as well as, in fact, the king also getting moksha. And this is how this is actually I have copied from the book of Dr. Mankodi. And as I said, in fact, the Dr. Mankodi's book he has done a very detailed, in fact, documentation of the well. Each and every inch of the well had been documented. And so here as I said, there are 4 courses are there in the well. And this is the lowest course. And so he had, in fact, in each niche, in fact, what is the icon, what the icon depicts, in fact. Of course, some of the icons are not very clear, so he had put just as God has just put as God as here. But then if you actually look at the list here, you will find, in fact, you find Shiva, you find Chamunda, you find Vashu, in fact, you find Ashtamatrika or Saptamatrika. You will also find, in fact, Shiva here. You also find Narsimha. In fact, the interesting part is that in the Dashavadara panel, you don't find Narsimha here, but whereas the Narsimha is depicted here. And this is how, in fact, when you stand in the lowest part of the well and then look up, and this is how what you see, in fact. And this is the view of the well from the backside. And you can see, in fact, when they all everywhere, in fact, you have sculptures. I would like to spend a little time on the rise of the phoenix, in fact. Okay. See, you saw the photograph of 1955. In fact, in what state, in fact, the Rani Ki Vav was there, and what state, in fact, it is now today, and how was it achieved, in fact. So these are all, in fact, when I have actually gone through the Indian Archaeological Review, and then from there I have gleaned some information from there. And see, the first, in fact, the restoration work started in 1963-64, whereas the ASI website said it's 64-65. And this is a time when they removed the debris accumulating in the passage leading to the shaft of the well was removed, exposing part of the two side walls which had so long remained concealed. And they also, in the next review, they also give the name of the people who had actually involved in the restoration work. And also that year, they published the first photograph of the Vav. And they use an interesting, in fact, term, plastic art of the 11th and 12th century. Shiva and Brahma with his consort are superb examples of plastic art of 11th and 12th century. And of 66-67, in fact, further debris was removed, and a lot of sculptured and structural portions of the complex was revealed. And they also started, in fact, strengthening the side wall using the stones available from the site. And 71-72, they had removed huge pile of loose sculptures, and some of the loose sculptures are kept in an open-air museum near the Sahaslinga Talab. So they have done quite a bit of, in fact, repair work. In fact, they have reset the loose sculptures in places. So some more, in fact, in 72-73, some more, in fact, panels were exposed. And 77-78, in fact, they have fallen masonry had been restored. And also there had been a flooding, in fact, during one of the years. And in 83-84, in fact, the Indian archaeology, in fact, devotes its cover to the Rani Ki Vav. And probably you think that, in 83-84, in fact, the entire, in fact, restoration work is complete, and then it is now. But then if you look at the photographs published there, it doesn't appear to be so. In fact, they say this is the picture before restoration, this is a picture after restoration, but doesn't look, in fact, very much different, in fact. Okay. But what happens is that all these reviews are published after 5 years, in fact. So the 83-84 review would have been published in 89-90. So what would have happened is that when they are publishing in 89-90, photograph taken that year would have been put on the cover of the IAR. So they have 84-85 also still continuing with the repair work and restoration work. And then a lot of, in fact, they are saying, lime cement mortar had been used. Missing portions of the wall are reconstructed using plain dressed ashlar masonry. The work is in progress. And then, see, side wall, which was out of plumb, has been dismantled and reset in proper position. Desilting work is still going on in 85-86. 87-88, perhaps is the time, and that's a year when this statue of Udaymati was found. And also a bronze sculpture of Tirthankara was found there. And it's a year, in fact, they start, in fact, giving a chemical treatment. Probably when you say chemical treatment is probably at the time when the, the excavation work is complete. In fact, almost all the debris had been removed. All the, the waste materials have been removed. And in fact, in 85 or 86, in fact, is a time when Dr. Mankodi was invited to prepare a documentation for this Rani Ki Vav. So if you actually look at this 87, 88 photograph, in fact, you can actually believe, yes, this is the photograph before restoration, and this is the photograph after restoration. And actually you can see here, these are all in fact rebuilt by ASI, because these are all plain, no in fact adornment, no ornamentation. So this photograph, you can actually, it makes it very clear in fact that these part had been rebuilt by ASI. So 88, 89, in fact, okay, let's see, from now onwards, there is a lot of, in fact, mention about the chemical treatment, in fact. So they are saying, in fact, what kind of chemicals they use to, in fact, clean the surface, clean the images. And see, in fact, when I was going through the Dr. Mankodi, because he started visiting in 85 or 86, and this book was published in 1991. And in many of the photographs, in fact, these figures look, green. So then I realized, only when I looked at this particular, I realized that, when he started taking his photographs, this chemical preservation was not complete, in fact. Therefore, they all looked, in fact, greenish. They had a greenish tinge over it. In fact, somewhere in one place they say, see, all these days, in fact, it was underwater. It was underwater or mud, or it was not exposed, in fact. So when you actually expose the structure, this exposure brings in fact, a new set of problems, in fact. See, one of the reviews, in fact, they talk about the problem, in fact, caused by the new atmosphere. They talk of the problem caused by the new atmosphere. Okay. So in 1998, in fact, this was included in the UNESCO's tentative list. And in one of the reviews, they call it a Ram Ki Vav, which instead of Rani Ki Vav, they call it Ram Ki Vav. And this is actually from the, so it was included in the tentative list in 1998, and only in 2014, in fact, it got inscribed in the heritage list. See, what must have gone, in fact, in all these years, in fact, okay, for the Rani Ki Vav to be inscribed in the list, because as you could actually see is that, okay, probably about, in our estimate, we can estimate about 40 to 50% of the structure was actually a restored structure, in fact. Generally, in fact, these in the World Heritage List, in fact, the restored, in fact, structures are not, generally do not find a place, in fact. But probably, in fact, okay, the documentation made by Mankodi, see, this actually gives you the complete list of images. This is a diagram of images, and there are numbers are there. And this is the complete list, about 350. The names of the images have been given, in fact, in the book. This actually, this is 3 pages, and this is the 4th page. So if you take the book, in fact, you open the page, it opens into 4 pages. Now, one probably, we would ascribe it to the work of Dr. Mankodi in documenting the restoration work and post restoration status. Also in 2011, in fact, there is a Scottish team. It's called Scottish 10 Association. Organization Scottish 10. They, in fact, laser photographed the entire monument. So this is what you see is a laser, in fact, okay, image of the image of Rani Ki Vav, and this is one of the images. So how this place looks after this laser imagery has been completed, and it's shown like a full completed image. And this is one of the laser image, how it looks, in fact. So in fact, the last about 10 years, this laser archaeology, it's become a new branch of archaeology called laser archaeology. This was done in 2011. So perhaps this also in fact contributed to the Rani Ki Vav being inscribed in the World Heritage List on June 22, 2014, 30 years after Mahabalipuram was inscribed in the World Heritage List. Thank you. Any questions?
Just 2 or 3 questions, not more.
Actually, அந்த data analyst பார்க்கும்போது இந்த data suppose actually எப்படி ஒரு wider இதுல some details நாங்க collect பண்ணும்போது documentation சில details. For example, இந்த இதுல இப்ப நீங்க ரொம்ப detailed micro levelல சொல்றீங்க. அது macro levelல பார்க்கும்போது sometimes in the period of அதாவது இதுக்கு originally பாத்தீங்கனாலே geographically approach வந்து இதுல நிறைய data இது வந்து என்ன purpose-க்கு வச்சிருக்காங்க. It is not only for the water handling, beyond that periodically and அது ஒரு பீரியடுக்கு லேட்டர்லயும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா அது வேற வேற பர்பஸ்க்கு பயன்படுது.
ஆமா.
ஆக்சுவலி பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு இடத்துல டேட்டா வேர்ஹவுஸ் மாதிரி யூஸ் பண்றாங்க. இன்னொரு இடத்துல அத வந்து ஒரு செக்யூர்ட் பிளேஸ்க்காக பண்ணது. சம்டைம்ஸ் டிசிஷன் மேக்கிங்ஸ் இப்போ பாத்தீங்கன்னா நீங்க சொல்ற அந்த ஒவ்வொரு ஸ்டேஜ்லயுமே சில இடத்துல ஸ்டேஜ் பை ஸ்டேஜ் நம்ம ஸ்டே பண்ணலாம். அது ஃபைனல் லாஸ்ட்ல இருக்கிற அந்த வாட்டரையும் யூஸ் பண்ணும்போது இட் இஸ் லைக் அவர் ஏசி ரூம் மாதிரி இருக்கிற அந்த டிசிஷன் மேக்கிங் ரூம்ஸ் கூட அது யூட்டிலைஸ் ஆச்சுங்கிற டேட்டாஸ் அது எப்படி லிங்க் பார்த்தோம்னா நம்ம பல்லவர் சோழர் விஜயநகரம் இவங்க 3 பேரோட அப்ரோச்சுமே நீங்க லோக்கல்ல எடுத்தீங்கன்னா தமிழ்நாட்டுக்குள்ள இருக்கும்போது இந்த வடிக்கிணறோட கான்செப்ட் வந்து வெறும் லோக்கல் அந்த கிணறுக்கும் தண்ணிக்கும் பயன்படுது. ஆனா அதையே நீங்க அவங்களோட இதுல வந்து ஈஸ்ட் ஏஷியால போய் அவங்களோட அப்ரோச் இருக்கும்போது அங்க இருக்கிற லோக்கல் கல்ச்சரோட சோழாஸோட இன்வால்வ் ஆகும்போது அது மெயினா ஒவ்வொரு இதோட சென்டர்ல வர மாதிரி.
தீசிஸ் எதையும் ஆட் பண்ணாதீங்க. இது அது தனியா பேசிக்கலாம். ஏதாவது क्वेश्चन இருந்தா மட்டும் கேளுங்க.
இந்த இதுக்கு எனக்கு டேட்டா வந்து நீங்க உங்க இது இந்த டீப்பர் லெவல்ல இந்த மாதிரி அதாவது இன்டர் கனெக்ட்டுக்காக இத யூஸ் பண்ணினாங்கங்கற ஏதாவது டேட்டா கிடைக்குமா?
இல்லை இது வந்து உங்களுக்கு டேட்டா வந்து நம்ம சில டேட்டாலாம் வந்து நிறைய ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ஸ் வந்து இந்தியாவில் வந்து இந்த பர்பஸ்க்காக தான் நான் பண்ணேங்கிற மாதிரி ரொம்ப ஸ்ட்ரைட் ஃபார்வர்டாக நம்மளுக்கு வந்து இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் இல்லை சார் ஆக்சுவலி. ஸோ நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணீங்க as you study in fact okay many things in fact over a period of time you draw conclusions in fact but then நீங்கள் சொன்ன மாதிரி வந்து in fact maybe it was made for one purpose in fact over a period of time அதனுடைய பர்பஸ் எவால்வ் ஆகி it becomes a different in fact assumes a different in fact character altogether. So
any other question?
river saraswati வந்து ஈராக்ல கீழ இருக்கு. அதுக்கு ஒரு ஸ்டெப் வந்து கீழ பர்பஸாவே ஃபோர்ஸ்ஃபுல்லா அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு வால் கட்டி you reach out to that water source of saraswatiங்கிற கான்செப்ட்.
இல்லை ஆக்சுவலாக நீங்கள் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த பாட்டனில் அது வந்து இட்ஸ் இந்த அப்பார்ட் ஃப்ரம் ராணி கி வாவ் தெர் இஸ் ஆல்சோ சம்திங் கால் சஹஸ்ரலிங்க தாலாப் விச் இஸ் கனெக்டட் டு ரிவர் சரஸ்வதி சப்போஸ் டு பின் கனெக்டட் டு ரிவர் சரஸ்வதி. அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து தெர் இஸ் ஆல்சோ சம்திங் கால் ருத்ரகுண்ட் அப்படின்னு இந்த சரஸ்வதி இந்த தாலாப்லேருந்து வர தண்ணி இருக்குது பார்த்தீங்களா அதை வந்து ஃபில்டர் பண்ணி சிட்டிக்கு வந்து டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணுறதுக்கான ஒரு சிஸ்டம் வந்துருக்காங்க. ஸோ இந்த ராணி கி வாவ் வந்து நான் சொன்னது ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு 1/3 of what you would see here in Patan in fact. So there is a strong, but today in fact you don't see any Saraswati river there in fact. But the point is all these whatever that you have all these constructions they were all in fact made to utilize the local resources. இல்லை அதாவது see this is all conjectures in fact there is no government order saying that okay like you should not use a wow or anything like this or like the Britishers did not like or the arrest in fact people who use the and the mari illa. But the point is that see all of them need in fact okay maintenance. All of them need maintenance, and large number of them were built by kings, nobles, or like rich families. So during the British period, unfortunately, the connection between these part of the society and these monuments actually got cut. So therefore, what would have happened is that all of them would have, large number of them would have fallen into disuse. In fact.
ரவிசங்கருக்கு உடைய நன்றிகள். ரொம்ப ஆர்வத்தோடு இதை அவர் ரொம்ப நாளாகவே ஸ்டெப்பல்ஸ் பற்றி பேசிகிட்டு இருக்கார். நாங்கள் சைட் செமினாரில் குஜராத் ட்ரிப் போனப்போ ராணி கி வாவ் ஆஃப்கோர்ஸ் எங்களுக்கு ஒரு பெரிய எங்களுடைய டோட்டல் ப்ரோக்ராமில் அது ரொம்ப ஒரு முக்கியமான ஒரு இடத்துல இருந்தது ராணி கி வாவ். அண்ட் சம் ஆஃப் அஸ் ஸ்டேட் பேக் ஒரு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா டே இருந்து ரவிசங்கர்கிட்டேருந்து ஒரு லிஸ்ட் ஒன்று வாங்கி அடிஷ்னல் ஸ்டெப்பல்ஸ் அந்த ட்ரிப்பில் ராணி கி வாவ் அண்ட் அடாலஜ் தான் மெயின். அதர் தேன் தட் ஹெலிக்கல் ஸ்டெப்பல் பாவ்கத்தில் இன்னொரு ஒரு ஒரு 7-8 ஸ்டெப்பல் நானும் இன்னொரு 2 பேரும் போனோம். கோபு அண்ட் அதர்ஸ் ஆல்சோ ஸ்டேட் அண்ட் இங்கே அவரோடையே சேர்ந்து வேறு இடத்துக்கெல்லாம் போனாங்க. சில ஸ்டெப்பெல்லாம் கம்ப்ளீட்டாக ஆக்குப்பை பண்ணி there are people living there. ஒரு ஃபேமிலியே இங்கே அவங்களுடைய சொந்த கட்டடம் மாதிரி. இங்கேயும் நம்ம இதுக்கு போகிறப்ப ஒடிஷா ட்ரிப் போகிறப்ப பார்த்தோம்னா சில டெம்பிள்ஸ் எல்லாம் அவங்களுடைய வீட்டுக்குள்ளே நடுவில் இருக்கும். அவங்க ஒர்க் ஷாப்லாம் வச்சு ஒரு ஃபேக்ட்ரியெல்லாம் கூட நடந்துகிட்ருக்கு, கூட உள்ளுக்குள்ளே 2 கோயில் இருக்குது. அது மாதிரி ஸோ நம்ம எவ்வளவு பிரமாதமாக நம்முடைய கலை செல்வங்களெல்லாம் ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணிகிட்ருக்கோம் அப்படிங்கிறது இதுலேருந்து தெரியுது. But it's an amazing place. Rani Ki Vav, of course, Adalaj is another great place. I don't know whether you noticed one thing. இதில் சில விஷ்ணு ஸ்டாச்சுஸ்லாம் காமிக்கும் பொழுது விஷ்ணுவுடைய 4 கை, 4 கையில் நம்ம பொதுவாக இங்கே ஸ்டாண்டர்டாக பார்க்குறது ஒரு கையில் சக்கரம், இன்னொரு கையில் சங்கு. அது எந்த கையில் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு நீங்கள் ஈஸியாக கவனிக்கலாம். வலது கையில் சக்கரமும் இடது கையில் சங்கும் இருக்கும். இங்கே கவனிச்சிங்களா? கண்ணாபிரான் இருந்தது. 4 கையில் 4 ஆயுதங்கள் மாறி மாறி இருக்கும். ஸோ அது என்னென்னா உங்களுக்கு there are 24 forms of Vishnu. அது என்ன 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. ஒரு கையில் ஒரு ஆயுதம், அப்போ மீதி 3 கையில் 3 வெவ்வேறு ஆயுதம். அதோடைய அந்த காம்பினேஷன்ஸ், பெர்முட்டேஷன்ஸ் போட்டிங்கன்னா ஒவ்வொன்றுக்கும் ஒரு பேர் இருக்குது. ஸோ அதெல்லாம் இங்கே ஆல்மோஸ்ட் 24 ஃபார்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப் விஷ்ணுவில் கிட்டத்தட்ட எல்லாமே அங்கே பார்த்துடலாம். மேபி ப்ராபப்ளி 1 or 2 மிஸ்ஸிங் நினைக்கிறேன். அந்த ஸ்கல்ப்சர்ஸ் மட்டும் பார்க்குறதுக்கு நமக்கு டைம் போதாது. அகெயின் இங்கே பல பெரிய கோயில்களில் போய் பார்க்குற மாதிரி சோர்ந்து போயிடுவோம், கால் வலிக்கும், பல இடங்கள்லாம் நீங்கள் அப்ரோச் கிடையாது. அப்புறம் நீங்கள் உட்காந்து ஒன்றை பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கும்பொழுது நடுவில் குறுக்க போயிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. பட் டிஸ்பைட் ஆல் ஆஃப் தட் இட்ஸ் வர்த் இட். உங்களால் போக முடியும்னா கட்டாயமாக பாட்டன் போய் நீங்கள் இந்த ராணி கி வாவ் பார்க்கணும். ராணி கி வாவ் மட்டுமே இருந்திருந்தால் ஒன்றுமே டீட்டெயில்டாக அதை பண்ணியிருக்கலாம். பட் திஸ் வாஸ் அன் இன்ட்ரடக்ஷன் டு ஸ்டெப்பல்ஸ். நம்ம நிறையா பேர் இந்த மாதிரி ஒன்று குஜராத்லேயும் ராஜஸ்தான்லேயும் டெல்லி, பிட்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஹரியானா, அந்த பெல்ட்டில் இவ்வளோ ஒரு பெரிய ஒரு பெரிய கல்ச்சர். இந்த கிணறுகளை இவ்வளோ ஆழத்தில், ஏன் அவ்வளோ ஆழத்தில் இருக்குன்னா அவ்வளோ தூரம் போனால் தான் தண்ணி கிடைக்கும், அவ்வளோதான். அதனால தான் இங்கே நமக்கு தண்ணி ரொம்ப ஈஸியாக கிடைக்கிறதுனால இவ்வளோ பெரிய ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் நமக்கு தேவையில்லாமல் இருந்தது. இங்கே நம்ம இந்த ஹம்பிலெலாம் கூட பார்த்துருக்கலாம் நீங்கள், இந்த குளங்கள் வெட்டி அதில் இந்த மாதிரி படிகள்லாம் வச்சு. தீஸ் ஆர் ஸ்பெஷல். இது அவ்வளவு டீப்பாக நீங்கள் போனால் தான் தண்ணியே வரும். அப்போ அவ்வளோ டீப்பாக போகணுன்னா அவ்வளோ படிகள் வேணும். அப்போ அது சும்மா விடுவானுன்ட்டு வந்தது தான் இந்த பிரமாதமான ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்ஸ். ஸோ தேங்க்யூ ரவி ஃபார் திஸ் வண்டர்ஃபுல் லெக்சர் ஆன் பிஹாஃப் ஆஃப் தமிழ் ஹெரிட்டேஜ் ட்ரஸ்ட். ஸோ மீண்டும் அடுத்த மாதம் ஃபஸ்ட் சாட்டர்டே வில் மீட். என்ன டாபிக் அப்படின்னு உங்களுக்கு மெயில் அனுப்பிடுவோம். தேங்க்யூ.